All right, you can go ahead, Coach, with an opening statement.
Awesome game. I mean, I told those guys in the locker room that there's a lot of things we got to get better with. We know that. But some of the greatest things that you remember in your life is when you had a lot of things going against you, when you had a lot of adversity going against you. And I've always told our guys, like, you really got to look at adversity like it's an opportunity to do something truly great. And like everybody battles stuff in life, whatever it is, sickness, relationships, financials, whatever. And everyone has a chance when they see that to do something really unique and something memorable to overcome it. And some of the greatest stories in all of sports are when you're faced with that and you do something truly remarkable. And for a November basketball game, that's one game they'll probably remember the rest of their lives. And I told them I was just proud that I got to be a part of that, because I'll remember that the rest of our lives. When you're down, and not only was the comeback surreal, you're down 15 with about 4 minutes left, but every time we chip away, we'd miss a layup, we'd miss a free throw, and so it wasn't smooth sailing. Where you had to have some serious perseverance to make it happen. And that's one thing about our guys. The most important thing in any athletic competition is that you play as hard as you can. I thought our guys continued to do that. So things that were, you're not going to win many games when a team makes 23s on you. They went 20 of 39. Not going to win many games. And they're a great three-point shooting team. And they're a great team. I mean, that's what it is. They're probably a little ahead of us right now in terms of chemistry and how they move and how they play. But I don't think anyone's ahead of us in terms of how hard we fight. And what was fun in that game to see the comeback, but you see so many times people make that comeback, then they go into overtime trying to hang on. And our guys just kept throwing haymakers in overtime and kept being us. And you saw that, and it was great. That's something those guys will remember, and it'll help us as we go forward through the season, because we're going to be faced with things that seem insurmountable all season long, whether it's injury or whether it's a comeback that we're going to have to make, or maybe it's in the conference tournament. We'll be able to look back on that game.
Yeah, how important is that perseverance for this team?
Well, this team hasn't been they've been in close games with Cornell, and they've been in close games with North Alabama, but you never got the feeling, and even Michigan State. Just think about it. We were never in that spot versus Michigan State, where they were that far ahead of us. And so it's great when you kind of saw the Michigan State game. We were winning by a lot at the start. Like, we felt we could have won that game at times in the game. You felt that with the Cornell game. You felt that with the North Alabama game. But I don't know how many people in the crowd felt like, hey, these guys are going to get this done. I'd love to see the ESPN's percentage win probability. It had to be us at 0.01% or something crazy.
0.8 or something like that.
0.8%, I would say that our guys are always going to be higher in that category, just because style of play and how hard our guys play, they always give themselves a chance. But for this group who doesn't have a lot of experience with each other yet, it's something that they'll be able to really rally around. And it's something that I promise you, when they have the 10-year reunion and they talk about games, it's not going to be who made shots. It's going to be that comeback, that magical comeback that they did together. And that's really cool. I'm really happy that they get to have that.
Coach, you've always played a lot of different players, but was it something that you saw that you had to change your strategy and rotate more players than normal?
Yeah, we kind of started going offense, defense early because we needed defenders that could get the ball back for us and create possessions, and then obviously we needed what we felt would have been our best matchups on offense. So that was a legit total team effort. I mean, when you have that many guys play and that many minutes and all contribute in some way, that's a legit team effort. And I do always tell our guys about how much you can overcome by playing as hard as you can play, because you have a team there that was a fantastic tonight, and they went 20 of 39 from three. And we went 10 for 29. They shot in the game. They shot 51% from three. We shot 34%. Game field goal percentage wasn't too far off. You say, well, why? How'd y'all come out on top? It was just because of just a maximum effort to give ourselves second chances and to stay and hang in there. And our home crowd was great to stay. We didn't have too many people leave, and that was great.
Coach, what did you see from Larry tonight, the birthday boy?
Larry is Larry. What I love about Larry is that he plays with such a joy of basketball. He doesn't get lost in that it is sport, and the weight on the world is not always on his shoulders. So I like players that keep it in perspective, because at the end of the day, for guys to play their best, they got to enjoy playing. I actually told that to Trey before the game. I said, man, just enjoy hooping. Like, you don't get these games back. And I think the teams that are the best at the end of the year are those that really don't want the season to be over because they have such a joy playing the game and they enjoy being around a team and they don't take it for granted. And that's Larry every day. Like, he's just got a great spirit to him. And I think that's why the crowd rallies around him. Like, not everybody knows Larry, but you hear the Larry chant because they watch him play and they see that spirit and they recognize that's something unique and it brings joy to so many. It brings joy to our team and obviously the fans.
Especially with the quick turnaround, what are you looking for, especially on the defensive end? You guys kind of struggled to get stops over in the first half. Of course, they're making a lot of threes, but what needs to improve when you come back here tomorrow?
Yeah, we just got to. We're not communicating very well guarding the three. I mean, we talked about it. If we got in rotations, it'd be hard versus those guys. They shoot it well and they pass it well. So what was our strategy? Don't let them pass and don't let them shoot. Make them make twos. And again, they have 26 assists, which maybe a record in here, and they make 23s, which is going to be close to an away team record. So we didn't do a great job of that. Now, what I will say, we kept defending hard in the full court when we were through a massive drought. Like, I look up and we had scored like 9 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half. We couldn't score at all. We had scored 20 points, it seemed like, with like 6 minutes left to go. And I was like, what is going on? We can't score. And what happens with players and teams that don't have a lot of character to them, they give in those spots. They stop guarding and defending. And you didn't see that from our guys. You didn't see that. And if you do that, you got something you can work with.
Do you think you learned a lot from playing in tournaments like this, back-to-back games?
Yeah, you do. You got to see this in the SoCon tournament. But I'm so pleased with the MTE. Like, we got 3 teams here that resemble our league in one way or another. North Dakota State, that's like a Watford. That's just what they are, right? Utah Valley, they're like a Furman, And West Georgia is one of these teams that's tough and going to guard you to death like a Greensboro. And so, they're well coached and they play different ways, but they're very well coached. And so I'm just pleased that we get to have these because it really resembles a conference tournament at the end of the year. So it was a lot of fun, and all the games were close. The West Georgia game was close. Our game was obviously close. I actually feel for those guys over there because they played. It's one of those you just hate anyone has to come out on the losing end of it. But just like us, we got to turn around. They got to turn around. Everybody's got to turn around and log back in, and that's what will be in the conference tournament if you win that first one, getting to round 2.